Good day. How are you all doing on this beautiful Sunday? I hope you guys went to church and now you are back. Let's get down to the business of the day. So, on the group, people were asking for assistance in financial maths, calculus, as well as probability. Then on paper two, it's analytical geometry as well as Euclidean geometry. So, we're going to stream the first stream right now, and hopefully we'll be able to finish this first topics for paper one. Then we stream again maybe after like 5 minute break, then we do paper two, then boom, we are done. If it's the first time, don't forget to subscribe, share with friends. If you are not on the WhatsApp group, which I was talking about earlier on, please, on the description of this video, just look for the link and tap that link and join the WhatsApp group. Or you can just text that number, which is 076, something like that, which is also in the description of this video. Please feel free to comment on our comment section, to ask us questions, even on the WhatsApp group, so that we can communicate and have a nice time together today on this beautiful Sunday. I'm ready if you are ready. Let's go. Let's get down to the business of the day. So on financial maths, I'm just going to do questions and explain more further. But if you need the deep roots of the financial maths, please go to our videos and just type financial maths Yebo Tutor. You'll see a video with outline formulas from grade 10, grade 11, grade 12. Just a quick recap first right now as we are waiting other people to join in. For financial maths, what is important is to understand that we have different terminologies which we use when we are looking at financial maths. We have in grade 12, let's start in grade 11. Yeah. Let's start in grade 11. Sorry. Let's start with grade 11. So in grade 11, what is important is to understand that we were taught about inflation, we are taught about straight line interest rate, we are taught about depreciation, reducing value, the compound value, the nominal interest, all those things. Now we are combining that information and we are coming to grade 12 now. Then we are introduced to the future value as well as the balance as well as the principal value. So we're just playing around with the formulas and try to solve this financial maths. So let's just do this. Let's just do this. So on the question paper which you're seeing on the screen, this is from Gauteng. This is paper 1. So if you haven't checked our videos on paper 1, we have been doing paper 1 so lately. Last week we did a whole paper 1 which was written last year within an hour. Just think about it. Just imagine 1 hour you write a 3-hour paper with us. So please do check our videos out. Here we are. So always your financial math is plus or minus 15 marks. It doesn't exceed that. So please make sure that you master this topic as it has few marks and these marks are just straightforward and direct. Okay. Now, at what annual percentage interest rate compounded quarterly? Underline that part. Compounded quarterly, which means it's dividing by 4. So we have the terminology of semi-yearly, annually, quarterly, and stuff like that. So when it's a quarter, which means it's a quarter of the total number of months in a year, should a lump sum be invested in order for it to double in 6 years? It's 6 marks. Let's do this. Let's do this. 5 marks. How many minutes? 3 minutes. Let me show you how you can do that in 3 minutes. Here we are. Let's go. Now, of course, we understand that this is where we introduce, or this is where we use the formula which have been taught already in grade 11. Yeah. So let's do this question. Which question is this? Question 7. Yes. So let's solve this. 7.1. So A is equal to P1 plus I to the power N, which is the compound formula. Now we know that, or let's just make our principal value to be X. So let's say this is X. So definitely the accumulator to be 2X. Then 1 plus our interest rate. We were not told the interest rate. It's what actually we are calculating. Let's look at that again. Yes, at what annual percentage interest rate? So we are looking for the interest here. So we are not given the interest. So it's I. Now we divide by 4 because they say that it has been compounded quarterly. Then we have our N. So our N is going to be for 6 years. Okay. Then when it's 6 years, how many now? Then after that, of course, we know that when we have that 4, we multiply here by 4. What we do here, we also do it here, okay, so that we can compound it quarterly. So at the end, this will be 24. This will be 24. Okay, now let's solve this. Let's solve this fast. Then we're out of there. Now, of course, therefore, this will be the same as, of course, when we divide by x, then we are left with 2 equal to 1. 1 plus I over 4 to the power of 24. Now, if we look at this perspective, of course, we can take a square root of 24, both sides. Okay. Then now we have 224 is equal to 1 plus I over 4. Then that should be 24. 2 minus 1 is equal to I over 4. Then we cross multiply that. Then our I will be 4 times square root of 224 minus 1. Then we use our Casio calculator. I can't find mine. Let's see. Okay, here we are. Yes, then we use our Casio calculator. Then our I, from that, I am getting our I to be 0, 1172. Then yes, of course, to a percentage, we multiply this by 100, then our I will be 11.72%. This was easy, easy. 5 marks, we did it in 2 minutes. Okay, if you have any question, feel free to ask in the comment section. We are also looking at that so that we can see if we are all together and we are all happy. Okay, great. Let's proceed. Next question, which is question number 7.2. Now we are on 7.2. Now on 7.2, Simon buys furniture to value of 10,000. Phew, that's a lot of money, Simon. Yes, so he bought this furniture for a value of 10,000. He borrows the money on the 1st of February 2020 from a financial institution that charges interest rate at a rate of 9.5% compounded monthly, which means on that part for interest and the part for number of payments, we have 12 because compounded monthly, which means they are 12. And we all already know that in a month they are 12. They are 12 months. So we're just playing with that as well. He agrees to pay monthly installments of 450. Oh, okay, that's great. The agreement of the loan allows him to pay equal monthly installments from the 1st of August 2020. Now, 7.2.1. Calculate the total amount owing to the financial institution on 1st July of 2020. So we were told that, okay, he borrowed the money on the 1st of Feb, but now he's supposed to pay it from the 1st of August. So between the 1st of Feb and the 1st of July, of course, how much is he already owing? So now we are looking at that concept first. So of course, A will be P1 plus I to the power N. Okay, our A is the same as the future value and our P is our principal amount. Okay, so please don't get confused with that so that you can be able to solve this fast. Of course, they told us that, oh, okay, our value of P is 10,000. 1 plus what is the interest rate? We were given that the interest rate is 9.5 and it was compounded monthly. So we know that 9.5, then we divide that by 100. Then of course we should have, let's just write it here. Then of course this is 0.0095. Okay, let's check 100 into 9, that's 0 into 95, 0 into 950, that's 9. So it's 0.095. Yes, so it's gonna be 0.095. Then we divide by 12 because it has been compounded monthly. Then also, how many months are there? If we are looking at this, we can see that it's Feb, so it's March, April, May, June, and July. So that's 5 months. So our N here is 5. Then we use our Casio calculator to calculate the amount which this guy is owing after 5 months, because from the 1st of Feb, when he got the money, which means it's March, April, May, June, and July. So he is owing how much in 5 months? So this is what we are calculating here. Then with your calculator, I'm also getting 10,402.15 rands. Okay, then yeah, then we are happy with that amount, and it makes more sense. At least it has accumulated and it has grown due to that interest rate. Now let's look at the next question. How many months will we take Simon to repay the loan? So we must calculate the value of N now. So he is repaying the loan. So the formula which we should use in this question is for which one? So I'm going to the formula sheet now so that I can also show you on the formula sheet that you have the formulas of calculating this. So we can actually see that this formula here is one of the formulas. Let's see. Yes, here, which is here, yes. Then here is one of the formulas, and also this one is one of the formulas which we use in financial maths. These are the two formulas which are important, and also we have also these formulas here when we are calculating straight line depreciation, inflation, then straight line depreciation, reducing balance, then compounded annual and stuff like that. So these are the formulas which we'll be looking at. And we have already been told by the question that this guy took a loan, which means we are not going to use the formula for the future value annuity, but we're going to use the value for this one, which is P, for borrowing the amount. So the first thing is always 7.2.2. We start by writing the formula. P is equal to X 1 minus 1 plus I to the power negative N. Then we divide everything by I. That's the first thing. There's actually a mark for writing the correct formula. So guys, please make sure that you don't do mistakes. Write the correct formula all times, because there is always a mark for that. Okay, please listen to the question and write the correct formula. So this is the formula which we are using since he borrowed the money, he borrowed the loan. Okay, now let's calculate this first. Now, of course, we have already calculated the amount which is owing before he start paying his monthly installments, which is 10,402.15 cents, which is equal to, there's no need for this. Of course, per month they say that he'll be paying 450. Then we have 1 minus 1 then we have 1,0079 to the power negative n, of course. Then we divide everything by 0,079. Okay, of course, by now everyone knows how to calculate I when we are given I, and we are given also the period which we are looking at. So those things, they are quite straightforward and they are quite easy for everyone. I hope so. So please guys, make sure that by now you know how to navigate around that point. Okay, let's proceed. Now from this, now of course we should make sure that at the end we make n the subject of formula. So the first thing, we can cross multiply that. That would be 0,079 multiplied by 10,402.15. Then we divide by 2 by 450. Then this would be equal to 1 minus 0,0079 to the power negative n. Okay, now we can use our calculator on this side. Then we will get 0,183, which is equal to 1 minus 0,0079 to the power negative n. Okay, now from that, of course, we can transpose the other one. Then we have 0,0079 to the power negative n is equal to 1 minus 0,183. We are just solving now. We are just, so this is so nice when you're solving, so quiet and having peace. Okay, let's see something. Oh, sorry, this is not 0, this is 1 here. 1 comma, yeah, so this also is also 1, so we just fix that. Okay, then now of course we have 1,0079 to the power negative 8 is equal to 1 minus 0,183, and that should be 0,8169. I'm looking at my Casio calculator. Also use your Casio calculator to confirm with our answers. Okay, then after that we can apply the log here. When we apply the log, we have negative n is equal to the log of 1,0079 times 0,8169. Then of course we divide by this negative, we divide everything by -1. Then our n will be equal to 25. Oh, okay, let's just do this so that it doesn't look clumsy. Then negative n is equal to -25, 0,7008. Okay, then we divide by -1, then n is equal to 25,7008. Okay, then after that, of course, we should conclude that our n is equal to 26. We can see here, then we round it to the nearest whole number. Then we can see that our n should be 26. Okay, so the n value should be 26. Okay, so you will have to make 26 payments. Guys, are we all together? Are we enjoying? Guys, please say something on the comment section, okay, so that we can see that we are all together and we are enjoying all together. Okay, proceeding from this one, let's go to 7.2.3. 7.2.3. Now, what does the question say? What does it want? So the question says that what is the balance? Balance. Oh, the balance. Oh, okay. What is the balance of the loan immediately after Simon has made the 25th payment? This is easy because we know the equation to use. So, as I said, financial maths is so easy because you just use the direct formulas which I just showed you right now to calculate the future annuity, to calculate the P, to calculate also the balance, then to calculate using your grade 11 skills. So we're just playing around with those formulas so that you can have the correct answer at the right time, at the right moment. Okay, so please make it a point that you understand those few things which are so crucial and so important. Now, let's look at 7.2.3. How can we solve 7.2.3? This is easy because we now know how to calculate the balance, okay? So we want the balance of loan after the 25th payment, okay? So, of course, balance is equal to the value of the loan minus the value of the annuity, okay, at that time. Of course, the value of the loan will be now 10,402,15, then 1,0079 to the power 25. This is the value of the loan. Then we subtract, of course, 450. This is still 1,0079 to the power 25 minus 1 divided by 0,079. So we can see that this is the future value equation which we use, but since it's 2 marks, we do not waste much time on that. So this is a future value formula. You can see this is your formula X, then this was supposed to be 1 plus I minus 1. So this is the formula which you already know about this, and we used A is equal to P1 plus I to the power n, so that you can find the value of the loan, okay? Then after that, we just use our calculator. Use your calculator where you are. I'm also using my calculator. So when I'm using my calculator, I'm getting 12,668,89 minus that part, which is 12,386,53, which is equal to, subtract this and this, then you get 282.36 cents. So this is quite easy. This is quite nice. But this is a long method. Okay. Someone will be like, why would I use that? So I'm gonna give you an option B so that you can play around with which option we want. Okay, so other one can say that balance, let's say option 2. Other one can say balance is equal to, again, I said we use the formula P is equal to for calculating the balance. So we have 450, 1 minus 1 plus 0,095 divided by 12 times negative 0,70 divided by 0,095 divided by 12. So this is I, guys, okay? Our I, we have divided by 12 because they said it has been compounded monthly. That's why I also said the initial here on this question that by now you guys should be able to understand where is this coming from, because we know that I depends whether it's compounded annually, quarterly, or monthly. So if you use this equation which I just gave you now and press your calculator, you should get the same answer, 282.36 cents. Why can't I see that part? Yes, so we are done with financial maths. Are you guys all happy? Yes, so we can proceed right now. We can definitely proceed now. Looking at calculus. Question 8. Let's just do calculus fast. Question 8. Now, on calculus, we are given Let's open that. Yes, here we go. Determine f prime of x from the first principles. Boring. So the questions in calculus are always the same. When they say determine f prime, we know that we are determining and looking at the first principles, which says that f prime of x is equal to the limit as h approach 0 of f of x plus h minus f of x divided by h. But in this instance, we are given f of x to be equal to 3x squared plus 2x. So now let's look for f of x plus h in this equation. So we have f of x, which is equal to 3x squared plus 2x. Then we need f of x plus h so that we can have that, which is equal to 3x plus h all squared plus 2 times x plus h. Let's go. 3, this already it's x squared plus 2hx plus h squared is also added to 2x plus 2h. 2 times x is 2x. 2 times h is positive 2h. Then now we remove that scalar, multiply 3. 3 times x squared, that's 3x squared plus 6hx plus 3h squared plus 2x plus 2h. Now let's go and substitute. Then, therefore, f prime of x, which is the first derivative, is equal to the limit as h approach 0. What is our f of x plus h is what we calculated here. So we have 3x squared plus 6hx plus 3h squared plus 2x plus 2h minus, what is our f of x? Here is our f of x, so minus, put the brackets, because if you don't, you do silly mistakes there. So minus 3x squared plus 2x, okay? We divide all through by h. So we can see that this will be the same as negative times this will be negative 3x squared, negative times this, that's negative 2x, okay? So this is the same thing to prevent wastage of time. So we can literally see that this and this cancel, 0, 2x minus 2x, 0. Then we proceed. The limit as h approach 0, 6hx plus 3h squared plus 2h divided by h. You don't drop the limit until the last step. You don't do that mistakes, because if you do that mistake, you won't be able to get the correct, accurate answer. Okay, let's proceed. The limit as h approach 0, that will now look at the common factor on the numerator, which is h. Then we have 6x plus 3h plus 2 divided by h. h cancel. Then the limit as h approach 0 is 6x plus 3h plus 2. Now we can put that 0 on h. Then we have 6x plus 3 times 0 plus 2. Then we have 6x plus 2. So this is our f prime of x. Then you get your 5 marks just like that. The first important thing is to be able to calculate or to determine f of x plus h, and to also know the formula which you are using. So in this instance, we understand that from first principle, we use f prime of x is equal to the limit as h approach 0 of f of x plus h minus f of x divided by h. Now, we don't know this part. So we started by calculating this part so that we can have a value which is correct. Then we got this part, then we substitute this part here, then we put in our brackets here, then boom, we are done with that. Let's proceed to the next question. Now on 8.2, let's rule that red column. So now we are on 8.2. 8.2, determine dy of dx if y is equal to 4. Okay. Now, they are no longer saying from the first principles. So now we are here, and now we want to apply what we call the power rule. So just make a typical example fast so that people to be able to see that. We know that when we are given let's use a different pen so that you see that. So when we're given y is equal to x to the power 10, when we apply the power rule says that dy over dx now will be equal to 10 times 1, that's 10x, then 10 minus 1, that's 9. So here we've already derived this first, okay, without using the first principle. So we want to use the same knowledge and same methodology to calculate 8.2. So on 8.2, we are given, let's open it wide again. Here it is. So on 8.2, we can see that, oh, okay, we have y equal to 4 root of x minus 8 over root of x plus pi x cubed. Okay, yes, here we are. Now, the first thing is to remove the square bracket. So this will be 4x to the power 1 over 2. Of course, according to the rules of exponents, we know that root of a to the power n is the same as a of 1 over n. So if it's just like this is the same as 1 over 2 because the square root is 2. Now, minus 8x to the power negative 1 over 2 because it's now on the denominator. So when we take it up now, it's going to be negative plus pi x cubed. Now we can play around with our dy over dx, which is the derivative of this. So this will be 4 times 1 over 2. Okay. Again, we are using the power rule. So when we are here, when we say 4 times 1 over 2, of course, that will be 2x to the power negative 1 over 2 minus, then minus 8 times negative 1 over 2, that should be positive 4x to the power negative 3 over 2 plus 3 pi x squared. Then after that, you are done and you live happily ever after. So please, guys, as you can see that this is super nice. This is super well. Okay. Hello. Am I allowed to ask for help regarding a question that is in first year university calculus? Yes, you are free to ask a question. You can just type your question there and we can play around with it. Oh, that's amazing that people also in the institution, they are following us and listening to us. Yes, you are welcome, Bauderef. I think, yes. Please do ask your question so that you can answer it and address it. Okay. Now, we are done with that one. Let's move. Now, the graph of g of x is equal to ax squared plus b over x is equal to 96 has a minimum value at x is equal to 4. Minimum, which means there is something which has to do with the derivative. The fact that they said minimum, which means there's something which is important. But this question, we will look at it more when we are looking at the concept of functions. So guys, let me give you that one, 8.3. I want to see, what do you guys think about that question? Do you have a specific answer for that question? Just do it as your homeworks, then you submit it so that you can look at it together. Okay. Now, of course, we can now look at okay, let's just look at functions first. Okay, so the graph of h of x is equal to negative x cubed plus ax squared plus bx plus c is sketched below. A, we can see A is a turning point, B is also a turning point. Then we are given coordinate t, which is 3 is to y, which is also on h. Then the graph of h passes through the origin, which is 0. This is great. This is super. Now, show that a is equal to 12 and b is equal to negative 36. So what is our original formula? We are now on question 9. Question 9, of course, we know that h of x is equal to negative x cubed plus ax squared plus bx plus c. Okay, now we are also given point A there. We are also given the point at the origin, which is 0 is to 0. So now let's just play around and let's show that A will be 12 and B will be negative 30, which means definitely we should have some simultaneous equation there. Okay. So the first thing which you can do here is to be able to see, oh, okay, if we want to go and solve this, of course, we can see that h of x is the same as negative of x minus 6, okay, squared. Of course, you can see that we have substituted that point b, which has 6 is to 0, okay. Then after that, you can see that h of x will be negative. Then we remove these two brackets, x minus 6 times x minus 6. That's x times x squared minus 6x plus 36. So that would be negative 12x plus 36 x squared. Then we multiply by this x here. Then we have negative x cubed plus 12x squared minus 36x. So we can actually see that we can see that a is equal to 12 and b is equal to negative 36. This is easy, guys. So we were only able to substitute 6 is to 0, which is our point which we're given there. Then after that, boom, we're able to solve it. Just at the blink of an eye, we are done. Out of there. For 3 marks, 1 minute. Please conserve time when you are writing in your test as well, so that you don't waste much time when solving. Okay, let's get it. 9.2. Someone say, or someone type 9.2. Calculate the coordinates of A. What's A? A is the turning point, guys. A is the turning point. So we can calculate the coordinates of A because we know how to determine the turning point. We now know at this stage how do we determine the turning point. So for that fact, let's just do that and run over that fast. So now we know that h of x is equal to negative x cubed plus 12x squared minus 36x. Okay, then after that, of course, we should determine h prime of x so that we can know our turning point. So x times negative 1 is negative 3x squared plus 24x minus 36. Of course, we know that at turning point. Please write this nice English so that the person who's gonna mark will like, oh, the student understand what he's talking about, and the person can follow your work. So at turning point, we can say that h prime of x should always be equal to 0. So negative 3x squared plus 24x minus 36 is equal to 0. Then divide all through by negative 3. That should be x squared minus 8x plus 12 equal to 0. Then after that, you can use our calculator there. Okay, 6 times 2, it's 12. So we have x, we have 6, we have 2. For negative there, so this should be something we should play about. So that when we say negative, then we also say negative. Then we have our common factor here, which is negative 3. This should be okay. Okay, equal to 0. Then we can see that x is equal to 6 or x is equal to 2. Of course, we already see that b is x is 6 to 0. So which means a will be 2 is to something. So now substitute x is equal to 2 in h of x so that we can get the y value there. So substituting our 2 in h of x, where are you h of x? Here is h of x. So we substitute 2 here. That will be y equal to negative of 2 cubed minus 12 plus 12 times 2 squared minus 36 times 2. Then with our calculator, 2 cubed is 8, 2 squared is 4, 4 times 12 is 48, minus 36 times 2, that's 72. Then we use our calculator, then we should get negative 32 there. Then therefore a will be 2 is to negative 32 because it's a coordinate, the turning point coordinate. So please don't make mistakes. This question was so super nice and so easy. So guys, this is how we collect all the marks without wasting time. Calculate the value of y. Where is y? They've already given us something nice about everything. So given t 3 is to y, which is point t, we can see that it's 3 is to y there. So okay, that's nice. That's nice, because now we know the equation of h of x, and we can actually see from our graph that t is a point on the graph of h of x. So from that fact, we've got this. We've got this. I'm telling you, we've got this. So let's work on that and let's just solve that thing fast. Okay. Now, of course, we have t, which is 3 is to y. So, of course, what do? We substitute t 3 is to y in h of x. So that will be y is equal to negative of 3 cubed plus 12 times 3 squared minus 36 times 3. Then with your calculator, then your y should be negative 3 squared. That's 27. Negative 27 plus 3 squared, it's 6 plus 12. Then so this will be 0, so we will have negative 27. So the y value will be negative 27. Use your calculators. Don't be like me. Make sure that you use your calculator so that you can be accurate, okay, to prevent making silly mistakes. All right, now let's look at 9.4. I love this. We are cruising so well. Now, in the graph of h, is the graph of h concave up or concave down at point t? Show all your calculations, which means we are now looking at what we call the point of inflation. Yeah, so that point is so crucial and so important, because it will be able to assist us to solve things and do things fast without wasting any time. Okay, let's solve that, guys, so that they can be happy, because we are happy this side and we are solving their problems as fast as we can. Let's go. 9.4, of course. So we are given h of x is equal to negative x cubed plus 12x squared minus 36. Okay, x, this is h of x. So they're saying that show that it has its, what do we call this, is it concaving up or concave down? Okay, so we'll look at h prime of x. That should be negative 3x squared plus 24x minus 36. Sorry, then we look at h prime of it, because we want to know, is it concaving up or down? Okay, so equal to negative 6x plus 24. Okay, then we know that at concave, okay, well, let's not say at concave, let's just say h prime of 3, okay, because we have already given the point t which we are looking at. So at h prime of 3, let's check if we have a positive or negative number there. So that will be negative 18 plus 24. Then we can see that h prime of 3 is equal to 6. So therefore h prime of 3 is greater than 0. So therefore h is concave up at point D. Wow, do you see the excitement I have when I look at these sections? I feel so amazing, and this is so nice. I hope you can also see that, guys. Determine the coordinates of point of inflection. Oh, this is easy, so easy. So we know that at point of inflation, okay, we already know that h prime of x should always be equal to 0, and we have calculated h prime of x. Where are you? Here it is. So we have negative 6x plus 24 is equal to 0. Negative 6x is equal to negative 24. 6x is equal to 24. Divide that by 6. Divide by 6. Then our x is equal to 4. Okay, then which means the point of inflation, it's x is equal to 4. So in order for us to get our y value, we look also for h of 4. Then we substitute in our original equation of h of x here. Then that should be negative 4 cubed plus that 4 squared 16 minus this. Okay, then with your Casio calculator you should get negative 16. Then of course point of inflation will be, what's this? 4 is to negative 16. The fact that they said point, which means they need the x and a y coordinates. So question 10 is just maximizing and optimization, which is boring because we covered it last week Sunday. So please check that video on optimization. Now let's do probability. 15 marks. So this section is quite great because it's challenging. It opens your minds and make you think differently. Okay, so please guys, listen carefully and listen so attentively. Okay, listen so attentively. Please guys, make sure that you understand when we are looking at this concept of probability. Okay, here we go. Ooh. Events A and B are mutually exclusive. It is given that P of B is equal to 2 P of A. P of A or B is equal to 0.57. Calculate probability of B. Guys. First question, before we solve anything, what is a mutually exclusive? When we say the events are mutually exclusive, what does that mean? I'm thinking. What does that mean? Mutually exclusive. Which means the intersection is always equal to 0. Okay, that's already a guideline. So it's question 11. So we are given P of B is equal to 2 P of A, and we are also given probability of A or B is equal to 0.57. So the fact that they told us that events A and B are mutually exclusive, which means that the probability of A and B, which is the intersection, is equal to 0. So after that, what do? We solve. That's what we are good at. Let's solve it. Probability of A or B is equal to the probability of A plus probability of B. This is 0.57 equal to probability of A plus, what is probability of B? It's 2 times probability of A. So this is probability 0.57 is equal to 3 probability of A, then we divide by 3, then probability of A is equal to, with your calculators, use your calculators guys, please make it a point that you use your calculators to get the correct value. So the probability of A is 0.19 with our calculators. Okay, but we know that probability of B is equal to 2 times probability of A. So we just say 2 times 0.19, then we have 0.3A. Boom, done. That's how we got probability of A and probability of B. I'm happy if you guys are happy as well. Now let's look at 11.2. Wow, this is quite nice and fast. A box of 40 calculators is sent to a store by a supplier. The owner of the store is not aware that 5 of the calculators are defective. 2 calculators are selected at random from the box, the first one not being replaced before the second one is selected. Not replaced. Your mind must now think about the probability of grade 11. You were also taught about the tree diagram, the tree diagrams. So they took randomly, they didn't replace it, which means the symbol space has to change. Okay. So when you're reading your question, you visualize the question, you understand the concept which you're looking at, and like, oh, so this is what they're talking about. It's okay. Let's solve it. 11.2.1. What is the probability that the first calculator chosen is not defective? Which is 11.2.1. So of course, not Let's move that. So not defective. So not defective. Let's just represent by nd, okay, so that we're in the future. So we're saying therefore the probability of not defect, it will be equal to 35/40. Okay. Why, guys? Why is it 35/40? Yeah, why? So they told us in the question, guys, it's so important to understand that a box of 40 calculators, which means the symbol space or the total calculators in a box, they are 40. Then they told us also that the owner of the store is not aware that 5 of the calculators are defective. So from the total symbol space, which is 40, 5 of them, they are defective, which means they are not good. So we remove 40 minus 5, then we get 35. So those ones are the ones which are chosen and they are not defective. Only 5 are defective and 35 they are not. They are properly set. What is the probability that if 2 calculators are selected, one calculator is defective and the other is not? This is challenging and tricky, but not really, because we still remember what they told us about. Let's just put this on the calculator on the charges only. Here we go. Right. Now we can proceed. Sorry about that. So we can now go to 11.2.2. So the probability of not defected and defected that you can choose randomly can be equal to let's think. So we can also do this by the aid of a tree diagram so that you can be accurate with the answer. But this is also straightforward because we know that the probability of not defect is 35/40. Then we multiply that by 5/39, okay? Because we say that the symbol space now has already changed because there is that one which was taken and not replaced, okay? Then plus 5/40, which is the one for the defect. This is for the defected one, not defected. So 35/40 times 5/13, okay? Because we know that when we are looking at probability of A and B, this is the same as the probability of A times probability of B. So guys, please don't forget these small principles which have been taught already. Then we have 35/39. So we use our calculator there. Boom. What's your answer? I am getting 156 over 35/156, or you can just write it as decimal, which is 0.22. Okay, so it can also be easy like that, and you can solve it like that. So guys, rest assured, this can also be written in this perfect, better way. Now let's look at 11.2.3. On 11.2 what are they saying? So 11.23, they're saying that what is the probability that if 2 calculators are selected, both are defective? Guys, these questions are so super nice. Okay, of course, we know that probability of both being D and D, which is they are defected, is 5/40 times 4/39. Okay, that will be again 1560 divided by 20, or 1/78. Yes. Now we can write it as a decimal. Then yeah, after that you're good and you're happy. Now 11.3. 11.3, 4 different economic books and 3 different life science books are required to be placed on a shelf. So 4 plus 3 is 7. Oh, okay, cool. Now, if you decide to place any book in any position, in how many different ways? So now we are looking at permutations, which is great of probability. Wow, this is nice. So how many different ways or how many different combinations that you can show or you can arrange these books on the shelf? So we understand there are 7 as the total sample space. So how can we how many sets we can arrange? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, then the number 7 can now be at number 1. So they can be played around with. So what is the probability of that? So this is going to be 7 factorial. Then we get, so again, we use our Casio calculator to get 7 factorial, and our 7 factorial with minus 50,000. 5040, sorry. So this 7 factorial, guys, someone who said 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 equal to 5040. Okay, so this is the same thing. So this means that there are 7 chances or 7 ways in which we can put the 7th book. Then there are 6 chances in which you can put the 6th book. So it goes on, says, so it's 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, then after that we are happy. So this was easy because it's just 7 factorial. Permutations. Wow. If 2 particular books must be placed next to each other, in how many ways or how many different ways can you arrange the books? So this is already been told to you that these 2 books should be arranged next to each other and they should be together. So this is easy, guys. Okay, 11.3.2. so we know that total arrangements, so they say that 2 should be next to each other. So it's going to be 2 factorial times 6 factorial, because it's something like this. Okay, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's something like this. So you can see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's quite something like that. So we're saying that the first 2 should be treated as this one, and they should be placed next to each other. That's why I'm saying it's like 2 factorial times 6 factorial. Then we use your calculator. Okay, then that should be 1440. This was so straightforward. Now, if all the economics books must be placed next to one another and all the life science books must be placed next to one another, in how many different ways? So in other words, you are grouping the economics books on their own side and also this next to each other, not like randomly placing like economics, life science, economics, life science, economics. So now we are just like saying, if these are collected and they are placed next to each other and also this next to each other, how do we calculate that? Of course, we know that economics books, they are 4, and they can still be placed anyways next to each other in any different way. So that should be 4 factorial. Then we know that life science books, they are 3, and they can also be placed in any 3 different ways because there are 3 same books, so they can be played around. You can place 1, 2, 3 or 3, 2, 1 or 2, 1, 3 in a different way. So that's why I'm saying it's a 3 factorial. Okay, then after that, economics and life science, which means now if we are now looking at economics and life science, that should be like 1, 1. So we are treating them as 2, so that should be 2 factorial. So the total number should be 4 factorial times 3 factorial times 2 factorial. Then you use your calculator, then you get your correct answer. On my side, I'm getting, of course, we know that 4 factorial is 24. 3 factorial is 6 times 2. Then, of course, we know that 24 times 6, what's that? 4, 2, so like 108, 104 times 2, that's 288. Yeah, something like that. So, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. If it's the first time, please do subscribe to our channel. Share with friends, share with family, so that people can join and can prepare with us the exam. So we will look at paper 2, analytical geometry and Euclidean geometry, tomorrow, because now I want you guys to look at this video and spend time, ask questions on it, so that we can see that we are all happy and we are super excited. So guys, please don't stop working extra hard. Work. It will be worth it at the end. Thank you so much, guys. You have a great evening ahead. Dango.